Yo, buddy, what's going on, my fellow duelists? Veteran X here, and guess what? Sky Strikers is finally here in Duel Links. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that this day has arrived. So no need for a long YouTuber intro. We're gonna dive right into how to play Sky Strikers, baby. All right, so this is the deck I'm currently using right now. So let's go right into the first card. Ray, Sky Striker Ace Ray. You need 3-piece. Need 3 of them things, baby. If you don't get a 3-piece of that, you can attempt to play Sky Strikers with 2 Ray, but you're gonna have a miserable time. You gotta get 3 of them. And as you can see, hold on, let me show you something. I'm sitting right now at 2 gems. That's all the gems I got left, man. I had to go through that box to get 3 copies of it, and it's worth it. Ray is the starter piece of everything for Sky Strikers. You need to have it, period. So let's read what it does. Quick effect, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Sky Striker Ace monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone. While this card is in your graveyard, if a face-up Sky Striker Ace Link monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Sky Striker Ace Ray once per turn. So you can use Ray to dodge all of your opponents' disruption effects, anything they try to do to target you and interrupt your plays. She can pitch herself to the graveyard, or rather tribute herself to the graveyard, and special 1 of the Sky Striker Ace Link monsters. And one of the cool things about this is she also has an effect if they are destroyed or removed from the field, one of the extra deck monsters. She can special herself from the grave. So yeah, she's recursion effects. She can start plays, extend combos, disrupt, and it's amazing. Run 3 copies of it. Over here, just running some tech. Effect Builder, I only have 2 copies, so I'm running 2 and 1 copy of DD Crow. If I had 2 DD Crow, I would run it, but as you can see, I only have 1 of them things. All right, let's go into the spell lineup. Ooh, Mecha Widow Anchor. This card is insane. So let's read it real quick. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, target 1 face-up effect monster on the field. Negate that face-up monster's effects until the end of this turn. Then, if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can take control of that monster until the end phase. Bruh. There's a reason why this card is at limit 2. It negates your opponent's face-up effect monster, and if you have 3 or more spells in your card, you get to steal that bad boy. That's crazy. You can use that monster to go into link plays. You can use it to OTK your opponent, finish off a duel, interrupt their plays. It's absolutely insane how freaking versatile this one card is. Like, I cannot believe that this card is printed like this. Like, what the heck? And it's not once per turn either. So if you got 2 copies of it, bam, you can pop it. Absolutely insane. And that bonus effect, if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, that's going to happen a lot. It's going to happen a lot with Sky Strikers. Run both copies that's in the game. It's absolutely mandatory. All right, we go into multi-roll next. Let's read what it does. Once per turn, you can target 1 other card you control, send that card to the graveyard. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your spell card's activations for the rest of this turn. Once per turn, during the end phase, you can set Sky Striker spells with different names from your graveyard up to the number of Sky Striker spell cards you activate this turn while this card is face up on your field, but banish them when they leave the field. Multi-roll is absolutely bonkers, so it combos really well with the field spell. We'll go over what this field spell does shortly, but let's finish talking about multi-roll real quick. Being able to send 1 card that you control to the grave to make sure your opponent can't activate anything in response to your spells is pretty dang good. Also, if you going first, this is one of the first cards you want to play, multi-roll. You absolutely want to play this card before you start playing any of your Sky Striker spells, because that's how you can get that value off of it. You know, we only got 3 spell and trap zones, so you're only going to be able to set up to 2 Sky Striker spells. Also, fun fact, you can set the field spell as well from the graveyard. Yep. So that doesn't count in one of the main spell and trap zones. So that's actually 3 spell and traps. If you're able to get this in your graveyard some way, which is pretty easy to do, you can set this right back to your field. Yep. So that's how you can get 3 spells back on the field thanks to this crazy card here. And it combos well with the field spell, which we'll go in right now. It reads, you can target 1 other card you control, excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add 1 excavated Sky Striker card to your hand. It's pretty dang good. And basically, you want to run as many Sky Strikers in your deck as possible, so that way this always procs on something. You're going to get some kind of value from your deck. That's why I'm very limited with my hand traps and some of the tech I'm running here as well. Let's continue reading this effect. If this card in the field zone is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, keep that in mind. You can special summon one Sky Striker Ace monster from your deck. So yeah, that's what I mean. This card combos really well with Multiroll. If you activate Multiroll's effect and you send off Area 0 to the graveyard, you get special summon Ray for free from your deck. Yep. And a really fun thing that you can do here, a card you can target is Ray. So what you do, you have Ray on the field, right? And you have the field spell on the field as well. Activate Area 0 on your Ray, and then you can chain Ray's quick effect to tribute herself, and then she'll special summon one of the Sky Striker Link monsters from your extra deck. Yeah, that's a really nice play right there. Some advanced, 3D brain thinking there. That also works with the quick play spell. So if you already had them previously set the turn before, activate the field spell and target that quick play spell that you have set on the field. And then you'll chain the quick play effect to the activation of Area 0. And then from there, your quick play spell will go off, and then you'll get the excavation from your deck for free. It's pretty dang insane what you can do and some of the things you can combo off of here. I'm definitely in love with this deck. I can't believe how much fun it is, like seriously. All right, let's go into the next card, Sky Striker Maneuver, Afterburners, baby. Oh yeah, so this is gonna be one of your main forms of monster removal. Let's read it. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, of course, target one face-up monster on the field, destroy it. Bam, we blowing that bad boy up. Then, if you have 3 more spells in your graveyard, you can destroy one spell trap on the field. Yeah, so this is easy spot removal. It targets and it destroys, so you got to be careful with monsters that are untargetable and have floating effects. But if you win the game, then you win the game. It doesn't matter. And of course, that bonus effect happens a lot. You have to make sure you have your graveyard set up, which you can do going through your normal plays to pop one spell in the trap. Now, a card that I don't have in here is Jamming Waves. It's basically like Afterburners, but in reverse. Let's read it really quick. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, target one set spell or trap on the field, destroy it. Then if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can destroy one monster on the field. Yeah, so literally it's like the reverse effect of Afterburners. Run one copy of Jamming Waves. As you can see right here, I don't have a single copy of it. But if I had one, I would run 2 copies of Afterburners, and I'd run 1 copy of Jamming Waves. And we'll go to the next card. We have Sky Striker Mecha Shark Cannon. This card reads as follows. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish that monster. Or if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your field, but it cannot attack. Wow, so this is a DD Crow on legs plus a monster reborn. Like, what the fuck, bro? This card is stupid crazy. I'm only running 1 because, believe it or not, it can be bricky sometimes depending on how you want to set up your plays. If you run 2 copies of this, I'm not mad. You're not going to get any debate from me about that at all. It's a good thing that it's searchable, so I'm comfortable with running 1 copy of it. If I need it in a pinch, then I'll either try to get it off of Engage, or I'll try to pitch it to the graveyard and then set it to the field off of Multiroll's effect. There are several ways you can get this out from your deck pretty easily through the combos. So I feel like 1 for me is comfortable. I'm comfortable with it. The next spell we'll go over is Sky Striker Mecha Armory, Hercules Base. You absolutely need to run 1 copy of this card. Let's read it. Activate this card only if you control no monsters in your main monster zone. The equipped monster cannot attack directly. Look, we're not even worried about that effect. We're going to get to the good stuff. It can make a second attack on monsters during each battle phase. If the equipped monster destroys a monster by attacks while you have 3 more spells in your graveyard, draw 1 card. Okay, listen, these battle phase effects, they're cool, but that's not why we're running this card. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target up to 3 Sky Striker cards in your graveyard except this card, shuffle them into the deck. That's why we're running this card. It's for recursion, because I don't know if you took a look here at the extra decks down here, but I don't have any other Sky Striker cards here. That's because they are all locked behind this skill. You only get 1 copy of them, and it's through Sky Striker Mobilized Contact. And Kagari, that recursion effect is absolutely ridiculous, and you want that to go off multiple times. So in order to make that happen, you have to use Hercules Base and send it to the graveyard with a card effect. And guess which 2 cards in our deck send cards to the graveyard? Area 0 and multi-roll, baby. Yep. So whenever you go through your combos and your plays, you can splash this bad boy in, send it to the graveyard, and then whatever Sky Striker or Extra Link monster that you have in your graveyard, put them back into the extra deck so you can use them again. And remember, this card can do any Sky Striker card. Anyone, has no limits on it. You need to run at least one copy of this. I feel like this card is mandatory. If you run two, that's bricky and you're asking for trouble. Here are the two trap cards I'm running. IDP is absolutely insane. Only have one copy of it. If I had another one, I would be playing it. So instead, I'm playing Treacherous Trap Hole because, as you can see in this deck, there's only one other trap card, which is IDP, Ice Dragon's Prison. So you can get a lot of value off of Treacherous Trap Hole within this deck. And if you want it, if you're really brave, you can just drop IDP altogether and put in another spell if you want. Hey, I'm not here to tell you how to build the deck. I just want you to know like what some of the combos are and like what's working for me. Whatever works for, you know, someone else, it might help them out, or it might, you know, help someone else along the way. But that's the fun in deck building in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can customize it however you want and what's comfortable with your play style and whatever can defeat the meta. That's the biggest thing. And now let's go over this skill, Sky Striker Mobilize, baby, and talk about one of the most powerful cards ever printed, not only in Duel Links, but in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Have you read Engage recently? Well, let me read it to you. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, add one Sky Striker card from your deck to your hand, except the card itself. Then, if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can draw 1 card. This thing is literally a +1 searcher. If you have all the spells in your cards, this is a +1 searcher because you search the 1 card and you get to draw. That's 2 cards you get for the price of 1. That's a +1, baby. That searches, that is literally insane. And you wanna know the craziest part about this card? The craziest part is that it's not once per turn. Nope. I mean, have you read Engage recently? Just read it. Just read the freaking card. This card is absolutely stupid, bro. And that's why when I hear some people, they're like, man, Sky Strikers isn't going to work in Duel Links because they don't have a main phase 2. Man, that's bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. You still can play Sky Strikers and have an amazing time out here. For one, you got to think about all the benefits you have here provided by Duel Links. One, you have a 20 card deck. So that means you get to go through this deck blazingly fast, and I mean stupid crazy. I haven't seen deck lists that involve Into the Void and other cards that allow you to draw from the deck. Man, you can really thin out your deck here. And you know, your turn 1 plays, you can still make a lot out of it. You just have to be able to pilot the deck in order to see, you know, what can work the best for you. Sky Strikers, of course, is not as strong as it is in the TCG and Master Duel. That's kind of the point. When some of the archetypes come here to Duel Links, they are watered down. Like, yeah, that's literally the point. But that doesn't mean that Sky Strikers is weak. By no means at all. Make no mistake, this deck will be tiered, and you're going to see a lot of it out there. I promise you, you will. Let's go into the extra deck monsters. The first one we have is Kagari. If this card is special summon, you can target 1 Sky Striker spell in your graveyard, add it to your hand. That's that recursion effect I was talking about. So if you activate Engage, you get the +1 off of it. You got 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard. You special summon Kagari, whether from the extra deck or the graveyard. Keep that in mind. Then you get to get this back Engage in your hand again, and bam, play Engage again. Get another search and another draw. Absolutely bananas. Also, of course, Kagari's search is once per turn. Well, actually, her search is not once per turn. You can only special summon Kagari once per turn. So that's the way it limits this card. Let's go into the other extra deck monsters we have here with the skill. Shizuku. So, monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense for each spell in your graveyard. Once per turn during end phase, if this card was special summoned this turn, you can add 1 Sky Striker spell from your deck to your hand with the name different from the cards in your graveyard. You can only special summon Shizuku once per turn. Yeah, so during the 8th phase, she searches for a Sky Striker card. Pretty cut and dry. Really freaking good. Alright, let's go into Hayate. So, you can only special summon Hayate once per turn, of course. This card can attack directly. After damage calculation, this card battle, you can send 1 Sky Striker card from your deck to the graveyard. So this combos really well with Multiroll. If you need to get a search off of Hayate's effect, what you do, you activate Multiroll, and then you activate as many Sky Striker spells as possible, and then you attack with Hayate, and you get to mill 1 card from your deck. Normally, I try to aim for one of the quick play spells because Multiroll will set it to the field, so that way it'll be live on the next turn, and you can start using it pretty much immediately, or whatever you need. So Hayate combos really well with Multiroll. And let's go into the last extra deck monster we got here, Golden Gal. If this card is special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It cannot attack to the end of your opponent's turn. Each time you activate a Sky Striker spell card or its effect, gain 100 life points immediately after the effect resolves. You're going to special summon her once per turn. So this card, you can tap into her with Ray. Say that you special summon Ray on your opponent's turn, and they're attacking into you. You can tribute Ray, go into the Golden Gal, and then you can stop one attack from your opponent. You can control the flow of the duel because Sky Striker Ace, some people think is a wombo combo deck, but it's more of a control deck. Like, the point of the Sky Striker's archetype is to whittle down your opponent's resources while you keep recycling yours, and you just keep poking at them little by little until you can swing for that OTK, or you get that perfect opportunity to knock out your opponent. And that's where the fun comes in with Sky Strikers. You keep going and going and going, and your opponent, if they run out of resources and they have no responses for your onslaught of spells, they're out of here, buddy. They're gone. All right, let's go into the other shit monsters. We got Nightmare Unicorn. You use him pretty often, combined with Nightmare Phoenix. Let's say you have an extra link monster on the board, or you have one of the monsters you stole from your opponent. You can link them away, go to Nightmare Phoenix, bam, now your main monster zones are free again, so you get the bonus effects, or you get to activate the effects of your Sky Striker spells. You can link climb in a Nightmare Unicorn, you need Gearsu if you have 2 links on board, Security Dragon. There are all kinds of things that go into here. I use Roster Liger because it's good for OTK and your opponent. You can mix and match these cards. These are just the ones I'm comfortable with for the extra deck. And now, how about we check out some spicy replays? Let's get right into it. All right, so we're going into our first replay here. We're going against a Blue Angel player. So yeah, expect some life point damage and serious burn here. All right, so let's get started here. So if we take a look at our opening hand, so I had Area 0, Hercules Base, Dark Hole, and Ray. So in this duel, I was taking in Dark Hole, I think for one of the copies of one of my traps, I believe. Let me take a look here. Yeah, right here. So here's the deck list I was running in this replay. Now, it just so happened that Dark Hole was able to work for me in this duel, but that's when I realized I'd rather have more Sky Striker cards because they're easy to search off of Area 0 and engage and all that good stuff. So I cut Dark Hole, but let's keep on going. All right, so I activate Area 0 and I normal summon Ray, baby. And as you can see, what I did here, I activated Area 0 and I targeted Ray. And with that, I special summoned a Sky Striker from my extra deck. Now, I would prefer to have a Sky Striker spell in a graveyard first, so that way I can special summon this gal, Kagari, and then I can recycle it and use that spell card again. But I didn't really have too good of an opening hand, like Hercules Base and a Dark Hole. It was kind of but we make it work. So let's keep on going here. So we're going through our deck, and I was able to pull another copy of Ray. Cool. All right. After that, I linked off Ray and I went to Shizuku so I could get her in phase effect. Now, I set these 2 cards on the field because I wanted to bait out my opponent's spell and trap removal. So that's why I used them. I set them on the field. And then I search for engage for follow-up plays on the next turn. All right, so my opponent, they go and start doing their trick star stuff. Nothing too crazy here, pretty standard plays. They set 2, they end on Holly Angel and Candina. And at this point, I'm really hoping they don't have Licorice in hand because I don't want them to dodge my disruption and destruction effects. Nothing crazy. And they activate the spell. And look, so they destroy my extra link monster here, and Ray's effect activates. I didn't go into another link monster because I wouldn't have gotten any value out of it, to be quite honest, because they're just going to attack and destroy my other Shizuku anyway, or whatever card I would want to bring out. That's why I should not have used the Gold Gal in turn 1. Normally, you would tag into her when your opponent's attacking, and then that's when you would bring them out and stop your opponent's second attack. See, and I'm showing my mistakes. That was a mistake I made, but I learned that after the fact, right? So we're going to learn all the good with the bad, and you know, we're going to learn from it. We're going to be better for it. Let's keep on going. So I top deck Afterburners, baby. Oh yeah, but they had this spell which protected them. Hurts, man, but don't worry, we're going to keep on going here. I activate Hercules Base. They're doing all their effects. It's so annoying, all that burn damage, but don't worry. And I activated Hercules Base. I sent it to the graveyard using Area Zero's effect, and the reason why I did that is so I can get some good cards back into the deck, including the extra deck monsters. And there we go, engage, activate, and I got the bonus effect because guess what? I got 3 spells in the graveyard, baby. And guess what else I got in my hand? Another engage. That's right, another one, baby. Woo, it's about to be it's about to be nasty. We about to be filthy out here. Look at that. Oh, I activate Afterburners. I got rid of 2 cards. Bro, I just got positive card advantage off of 1 card because I destroyed 2 of my opponent's cards with 1 of mine. Good. That's good math. That's good math, baby. You can't beat that. And guess what? Activate engage again. Oh my goodness. We about to do some filthy shit out here. Activate Multiroll. I should have pulled for Multiroll earlier, but hey, we're going to be fine. And guess what? I go into Calgary, and Calgary's going to get me another card from the graveyard. I activate Afterburners again, and I destroy her other Trick Star monster, and I get rid of that annoying ass field spell as well. Woo! It's looking crazy out here. So I link into these 2 cards. Well, I link into this card so I get an end phase effect search, and I go back into Ray just in case they get rid of Shizuku, and then I can tap Ray out and then go into some more shenanigans. Multiroll activates. I set engage. If I take a look at my graveyard here, I didn't have any quick play spells that I wanted to activate, so the next best thing was engage. Like, duh, like that's the card to use. I already have Widow Anchor set, so I'm good on that end. And then I draw another Widow Anchor because Widow Anchor is absolutely ridiculous. Trick Star Festival, we got more Trick Star stuff. Let's see what she does. She activates Corbane's effect from the hand, and I'm only at 100 freaking life points. This is danger close, especially against a burn deck. Wow, what are we going to do here? All right, so I activate engage first of all, and then we activate Widow Anchor to yoink. You know, we give them the tape. We edit. God, give me that card. That thing mine, baby. Everyone in Nightmare Phoenix. We about to do some stuff to get rid of that card, and then we go. I summon a card, and then I go into Nightmare Phoenix in order to get rid of the other card, which is Crackdown. And Crackdown doesn't hurt me here. And we swing for game, baby, with 100 freaking life points. That's how it's done, baby. That's how it's freaking done. Woo, you can't beat this. You cannot beat this, baby. 100 life points left, and I came out with the dub. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's go into the next replay. All right, so we have the next duel going up, and we are going against Tenyis. Oh my goodness. All right, let's take a look at our opening hand, shall we? It's looking pretty good. We open up with Ray. We got Afterburners. We have Multiroll, and we have Area Zero. This hand is freaking fire. We can make some shit happen with this opening hand. As soon as my opponent stops special summoning all their monsters from the freaking deck, because Tenyis are starting to get a little outdated now. All right, so let's take it nice and slow here. First thing we do, of course, is activate Multiroll. If Multiroll is in your hand, that's the very first card you need to activate. That is mandatory. Also, top deck another Ray. Not mad at that. All right, so to get things started here, we pop off Afterburners to get rid of that damn Berserker, because I don't need any of my cards to get banished. After that happens, I normal Ray, and then I activate Area Zero, target Ray, and then I activate Ray's effect to go into another monster from the extra deck, which is Kagari. And I get the search off of here. I pick up Engage off the excavation. That's awesome. And I get Afterburners out the graveyard. You know what I'm doing now. I'm afterburning, baby. You know, we burning shit up out here. I'm targeting this guy because they don't have the good Tenyis in graveyard to stop targeting effects or the destruction protection. Not my problem. Also, the artwork on Afterburners is insane. This is some beautiful fucking artwork right here. Like, Kagari, she's going in for the kill. Like, bruh, she's about to do some big time damage. Big teams. Now I'm talking about. Let's go. And they scoop. They can't handle the power of the Sky Striker. So that's what it looks like going second. You open up a god hand and you get to pop off and go crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. Some of the combos that go along with Sky Strikers is absolutely insane. And Sky Strikers are going to make a huge impact on Duel Links. Without a freaking doubt. It's going to be ridiculous. Some of the shit they can do. This is just the beginning. There are all kinds of spell cards that you can tech in here. Like I said, this deck list isn't set in stone. This is just an option. It's a way. It's not the way. It's just one of the ways. It's an option. And you know, whatever you feel like can help satisfy your plays and get things popping off the way you want to, then you make that happen. That's the beauty in Yu-Gi-Oh, baby. Wow. Man, if you made this far in the video, you might as well subscribe because more Yu-Gi-Oh content is coming, baby. You better believe it is. And now, with all of that out of the way, get out there and let's go play some freaking video games.